you are not guaranteed. I repeat, you are not guaranteed a copy of Ash with 1,000 paid gems. That and a couple more reminders before you go about scouting for either Ash or Thunderbolt Red in this video. So watch on, don't forget to hit the thumbs up before and subscribe if you haven't, as well as leave a comment whether you prefer Ash or Thunderbolt Red or like them equally. And with that out of the way, let's get discussing. Here we go. Yo, 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 this is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt, your Team Skull Grunt. And this is Pokemon Masters EX. Well, guys, it's finally here. We always said, or I always said before that, you know, when people were asking about Ash, will Ash come into the game? I was saying, like, wait till the 3rd year anniversary and maybe Ash will come. And indeed, he's finally here. Not just Ash, but with Red as well and Pikachu. So I decided to combine these two into one Scout or Skip video because, you know, 2 electric types, 2 Master Fairs, 2 strong powerhouses. Should you Scout or should you Skip? Well, guys, easy answer is that, you know, you should always, technically, most of the time, Scout for every single Master Fair out there because Master Fairs have a very, very long pause before they rerun. As you might know, the only Master Fairs that have rerun recently is, you know, Maxi and Archie. And how long before they rerun? That was more than a year. And Leon, the first Master Fair, has not even rerun yet. So, waiting for Ash and Red might, you know, in fact, maybe Red might be an impossibility to rerun unless the game is almost close to ending, because Red, or rather Ash, has a lot to do with, you know, copyright issues and stuff. You know, there's a reason why the long in fact, it's the first official game that Ash has ever appeared in. Well, second, if you consider the puzzle game or whatever that is, but technically, it's the first. If I'm not mistaken, it's the first game that Ash is kind of canon. You know, he talks with you. His story is there. His plot armor is there, and everything. And then they also gave him a 6-star EX outfit, which should become canon. And you know, there's a lot of issues, copyright stuff that has to deal with that. So I'm not sure if DNA will be, you know, generous enough to again deal with all those to bring him back, probably in the future. I'm not sure, guys. But easy answer is that you should Scout for every Master Fair. But I understand, maybe you decided to Scout on Dojo Gloria, on Signusuit Corinna, on Signusuit May, on Signusuit Brendan, on Signusuit Steven, and then you don't have enough gems, and you only have like enough gems to Scout for like one of the 2 or one of the 3 or 2 of the 3, and you're deciding because they're both electric types and you just want to Scout for one. Either of the 2. And in this video, we discuss which one kind of is the better out of the bunch. So, as you might know, Ash is actually coming first. And Thunderbolt Red is coming like 5 days after Ash. Rather, 4 days after Ash. So 2 days after Ash, we have Aura Cynthia, who I believe is actually the best out of the 3 of these and the best in the data mine. I believe I have to analyze a little bit deeper. But so far, I think that Cynthia so far is the best one. And then Red, or Thunderbolt Red, actually comes 2 days after Aura Cynthia. So there's a little extension there. But as you might see over here as well, the end date of Red is actually a couple more days, like 2 weeks after Ash, or after Red and Aura Cynthia end. So you have a couple more days to Scout for Ash. Aside from that, We have the Welcome Ash gem bundle if you decide to get some gems. You have a separate gem bundle for Ash, and you have a separate gem bundle for the anniversary. How much gems can you get from the gem bundle? I still do not know, but I hope that the prices are the gem bundles are reasonably priced and everything. And as I was saying earlier in my intro, there is a 1,000 paid version, paid route. It's not exactly a route, but a discounted multi-pull for Ash. And I don't know where the rumor started that you can get one copy of Ash by going for that 1,000 paid banner thing. No, you do not. Do not be fooled. You do not get one guaranteed copy of Ash. Will you get 25% chance of scouting for Ash? That I am not sure, but I don't think so. Because if you, think about it properly, Ash is supposed to be DNA's way of earning money. A lot of people will definitely fall for Ash. And if seasonal sync pairs, if seasonal scouts require you to spend 7,700 paid gems to get that 25% chance, and a 20,200 paid gem spent to get one guaranteed copy. Meanwhile, Spotlight Scouts, which are kind of not too baity but attracting, early people who want them early. If you want one guaranteed copy, you need to spend 7,500 paid gems in order to guarantee yourself one. And suddenly, you're telling me that Ash DNA will just ask for 1,000 paid gems and they will give Ash to you? I do not think so, guys. So, don't be fooled. Ash cannot be obtained with 1,000 paid gems unless you are extremely lucky and get him in that multi-pull. It can only be done once, so it's a discounted multi-pull. So if you're extremely lucky, congratulations, you're getting Ash. But one more thing, the 1,000 gem multi-pull. I think it's a separate banner from the original Ash multi-pull. I'm not sure. And if it's a separate banner, you do not get scout points from that 1,000 gem multi-pull. If it's the same banner, then yes, you get 33 scout points. But if it's a separate banner, you do not get any scout points from that. So if you're, if you're prepared to get completely shafted, go for 400 scout points. If it's a separate banner, you do not contribute to the scout points if it is a separate banner. Meanwhile, Red does not have 1,000 paid gem route. So you need to spend 36,400 paid gems or 36,600 non-paid gems in order to go all the way to scout points. Now, we have another one, which is Cosplay Rosa over here, who she ends on September 30. Honestly, she's kind of the most lackluster one out of the bunch. But then she has a very nice outfit. She has a very nice photo or photo frame, whatever, in the Trainer Lodge. And this is just to attract, extra people if you want to scout for Rosa. But then for the Master Fierce, we're just gonna concentrate on talking about Ash and Red right now. So, if you're curious as to how many gems you can get, remember to watch my How Many Gems Can You Get video for the 3-year anniversary. Thank you. We have reached like 4,000 views. I'm kind of surprised that it went that fast. Thank you for all the love in that video. You guys rock. And give it more thumbs ups. Share it more to more people and stuff like that. And hopefully this community grows, guys. Alright. Now, for the main discussion, guys. Okay, so if you see this background image or Mindscape image, congratulations! You have successfully obtained Ash and Pikachu. And he has an interesting thing. He has Thunder. Thunder is a 2-move gauge attack. Very, very strong, damaging Thunder. It's even more powered up because of his passive skill called Ash's Passion, which this makes your Thunder never miss. So if the opponent is evasive, if Lorelei, likes to raise its evasiveness stat, you don't have to worry about anything because your Thunder will never miss, even if the accuracy is like 70%. And then it also is like, the passive skill, Fuel Economy 1. It's something like that. It decreases the amount of move gauge required to use Thunder. So, Thunder from a 3-move gauge attack becomes a 2-move gauge attack, and it's powered up. You have the passive, or you have the buddy skill, or buddy move called B Thunderbolt, and you can only use this once. Just once, guys. And when can you use this? You can use this when you use a move, any move, either Thunder, either Not Gonna Lose, the trainer move, either Going All Out, 3 times. So use any of them first, 3 of them, and then you will be able to unlock B Thunderbolt. Now, for B Thunderbolt, the fuller your move gauge is. So if you have ally move gauge max -2 in Champion Stadium, the maximum move gauge you have is 4. And if you do not have that selected, your maximum move gauge is 6. Whatever how many move gauge you use, the fuller your move gauge is, the stronger the damage of B Thunderbolt. And it hits one opponent, very strong, devastating damage, and that's it. It's a very strong attack, that's it. It doesn't use any more, well, you can only use this once rather. It's 1 MP, and you can only use this once. And then you have Not Gonna Lose, which is his trainer move. It recovers your HP by 20% as well as fills up your move gauge to maximum. It also gives Ashe a gradual healing effect and gives you a damage guard next effect so that when you get hit by normal attacks, you receive 0 damage. If you get hit by the opponent's sync move, you receive half the damage. Also have a trainer move called Going All Out. This basically, if your HP is full, so if you use this at the start of the battle, you maximize your special attack stat and you raise your speed stat +2. You also give yourself maximize your critical hit rate here. So personally, I will use Going All Out first, then Thunder, then probably if you get hit, you can use Not Gonna Lose, or just go using Going All Out, then Thunder, then probably when you get hit, when you get damage, you can use Not Gonna Lose. But after using 3, you can already use B Thunderbolt. And B Thunderbolt again is strong and you can only use this once. And then he has a sync move called Best Buds, 10 million volt Thunderbolt. So this guarantees that your sync move will be a critical hit all the time, except if the opponent has critical shield or vigilance or whatsoever. So he is a striker. If you decide to make him 6-star EX, he can hit everyone. And if you use a sync move, then it will hit everyone with a critical hit, which is awesome because, critical hits actually matter in terms of critical battles. If you have a physical damage reduction, special damage reduction, if you do not land a critical hit, your sync move damage will be halved. But if you land a critical hit, well, your damage will be multiplied by, I think 1.5% or something like that. So it's a good thing to guarantee a critical hit using your sync move. And then as a master sync pair, you have a master passive called Canto Spirit. And this basically powers up everyone's special attack damage for their normal moves by 20% to a maximum of 50% depending on how many Canto sync pairs you have in your team, and reduces the special damage you receive from the opponent by 25% to 31% depending on how many Canto sync pairs you have in your team. He also has another passive skill called Ashe's Tenacity, which basically guarantees, or rather, start of the battle you got Endure effect. So, start of the battle you got Endure, and after losing that one Endure, you get another Endure. And that's it. That's what this thing does. Endure only works if the opponent attacks you with a normal attack. If the opponent finishes you off with a sync move, then goodbye. Endure will not work, but for a normal attack, this works. Twice. First Endure, and then Ash's Tenacity, the second Endure. People call this Ash's Plot Armor. So that's a little nice nickname that this thing is called by some people. And then you got Initial Pinch Special Boost 2. So when you're low on HP, you get a Special Moves Up Next +2. And this basically says every single Special Moves Up Next stack gives you a 40% increase in damage. And a Special Moves Up Next increase +2 equals an 80% increase in damage. Now, I am not sure if buddy moves are included in this. I think it is included. So if you decide to save your buddy move until this Initial Pinch Special Boost, then you are guaranteed a very, very, very strong damaging attack once you wait for it and stuff like that, guys. So that is Ash and Pikachu. And for their sync grid, as you can see over here, 1 out of 5, you got a Going All Out MP Refresh 2, which basically does nothing except increase your speed stat by +2 again, because you can maximize your special attack immediately. I'm going to jump to 2 out of 5. You got a Master Healer 1 for Not Gonna Lose to increase the amount of HP you can heal. 3 out of 5 gives you another one so that you can recover up to a maximum of 40% HP. You got a Not Gonna Lose Shake Off 9 at 2 out of 5, which can act like a full heal for yourself. You got On a Run 3. If you're low on HP, your evasiveness will be increased +3. You got Quick Cure, you got Shock Recovery 1. If you have Electric Terrain active and you decide to attack the opponent, you get to recover a little bit of HP every single time you attack. This makes him perfect to combine with Electric Terrain setters like Thunderbolt Red and Volkner and some other sync pairs that can set up Electric Terrain. You got Thunder Hostile Environment 1, which basically increases your chance. Thunder has a 30% chance of making the opponent paralyzed, and Hostile Environment 1 doubles that chance to 60%. Turbocharge 2 increases the speed of your move gauge when there's an electric terrain, but honestly, with a 2 move gauge attack, you do not exactly need to speed up the move gauge, in my opinion. And then you got 2 Sync Nuke Tiles to power up your Sync move if you decide to go for them at 2 out of 5. At 3 out of 5, you get 2 Sync Nuke multipliers. You got Brain Sync 8. Once you raise your special attack stat by even +1, your Sync move gets powered up by around 80%. And then you got Static Shock 8 there at the bottom, which if the opponent is paralyzed, you get to power up your Sync move by another 80%. And this is strong. And how do you paralyze the opponent? By going for Thunder and hoping that Thunder paralyzes the opponent. So you get very, very nice Sync move multipliers over here. You got a Thunder multiplier, Thunder Power Reserves 5. If you're low on HP, Thunder will become quite stronger. And then you got Not Gonna Lose Propulsion 9. When you use Not Gonna Lose, your Sync move countdown goes down by 1. You got Pinch Push 3 if you're low on HP. Not only with Initial Pinch Special Boost 2 increase the damage of your attack by around 80%, but you also lower your Sync move countdown -3 with Pinch Push 3. Rejuvenate 6, if you use your Sync move, your move gauge will be filled instantaneously. And Trainer Sync Redemption 1, basically after you use your Sync move, for the first time, you get 1 MP back for the user's trainer. It says for the user's trainer. And I am not sure if a buddy move is considered with Trainer Sync Redemption 1. I'm not sure if it's just Not Gonna Lose or Going All Out, or is B Thunderbolt included. If B Thunderbolt is included, guys, this might be a good thing to get. If it is not included, then maybe you do not need this. But it's completely up to you. So we have to test this first. And I have to know if this includes the buddy move before deciding, before I can decide actually if I want to go for Trainer Sync Redemption 1 or not. You got another 2 Sync Nuke tiles over there at the bottom. And as you might know, it's impossible to get everything. And now we head over to Poma Tools of STDK12 to check this out. And at 1 out of 5, you can technically get everything. You can technically get everything, no problem. Grab as many tiles as you want. Or rather, no, not really. You have to sacrifice 1 tile, guys. So it's either you want to sacrifice the trainer move, or sacrifice one of these like Haze, Dauntless, Light. I mean, if the opponent will not lower your speed, you do not need to get Haze. If your opponent will not lower your special attack, then you do not have to go for Dauntless. If the opponent will not use Thunder Wave on you or any paralysis moves, you do not need to go for Light. So pick whatever you have to and remove whatever you do not have to. At 2 out of 5, I think I would go for Shock Recovery 1 over there at the bottom. Especially if I have a Psychic, or rather an Electric Terrain user. So that every single time I move, I attack, I get to recover a little bit of HP. I also decided to power up my Thunder. I got 1 Sync Nuke tile at the top over there. And basically, I got a Thunder Move Gauge Refresh, I got Thunder Hostile Environment to, you know, paralyze the opponent and stuff like that. But again, these are my options. You are free to play with it. You're free to play around and stuff and see which one works in your favor, guys. And 3 out of 5, I got a couple of options. One is full-on sync nuke damage. So, maximum sync damage over there. We got 4 sync nuke tiles, sync move power plus 25 at the top center and at the bottom center. At the bottom left, we got Brain Sync 8 so that when we raise our special attack stat by using Ash's trainer move, we get to immediately deal 80% more damage. And at the top right, we got Static Shock 8 so that we get to land, you know, 80% more damage as soon as we paralyze the opponent. To make sure the opponent is paralyzed, we got Thunder Hostile Environment 1 to the side of Static Shock 8 to give ourselves a 60% chance of making the opponent paralyzed once we use Thunder. But remember that Ash is a striker. He can attack everyone. And so if you want Static Shock 8 to trigger for everyone, you have to make sure that everyone is paralyzed first and not just the center opponent or just one opponent. Brain Sync 8 will happen as long as you're able to raise your special attack stat. But Static Shock 8, you have to make sure that everyone is paralyzed first. There are a lot of sync pairs that can make the opponent paralyzed immediately. We got Seasonal Select Scout right now. We got Palantine Serena who can do that. We can make the opponent paralyzed as far as I know, yes. And then we got Classic Alessa with Nuzzle, which hits everyone, can make everyone paralyzed. I'm not sure if there are any more. My mind is not exactly working. It's 4:30 as I'm recording this. But make sure the opponents are all paralyzed first so that you can maximize Static Shock 8. And last but not the least, we have kind of like a combined, a balanced grid over here, for me at least. We can power up Thunder a little bit. I got Brain Sync 8, and then, you know, this is just like a combination. We got both Sync Move Multiplier, Static Shock 8, and Brain Sync 8 still. But we're also powering up Thunder. But we're not getting any Sync Nuke tiles with red. I decided not to go for Thunder Power Reserves 5 because that's a little bit tricky to pull off. But if you decide to do that, sure, you can get Pinch Push 3, can get Power Reserves 5 for Thunder, as well as some other tiles for his grid. But I think I'm comfortable with this grid the most. I think I will go for this grid. I think this is fun to use, and I think it just finishes off the opponent very quickly. Again, there's a Trainer Sync Redemption 1 at the bottom left over there, which I'm not gonna pick first until I know if this actually brings back the buddy move, 1 MP of the buddy move or not. If it brings back the buddy move, yes, I'm gonna get it. If it does not get or bring back the buddy move, then no, I am not gonna get it. And so that is Ash and Pikachu. And now we can move on to Signisuit Red, Thunderbolt, and Pikachu. Now, if you see this background, electric, congratulate yourselves. You have successfully obtained Thunderbolt, Red, and Pikachu. And this one is a Texing pair. Texing pair, you got Thundershock, you got Electric Terrain, you got B-Volt Tackle as the buddy move. Now, I was unsure about B-Volt Tackle before making this video. I researched, you guys also told me. B-Volt Tackle uses 2 move gauges. 2 move gauges, you can use this anytime, unlimited times, as long as Electric Terrain is active. So, as long as Electric Terrain is active, you can use B-Volt Tackle anytime. The good thing about B-Volt Tackle is that it hits everyone. And every single time you hit an opponent, if the opponent is paralyzed, you get to lower their defense and special defense -1. How do you paralyze the opponent? Either go Thundershock with a 10% chance of leaving the target paralyzed, or you go for Ash, or you go for someone else to leave the opponent paralyzed. But with Signisuit Red, the way to make the opponent paralyzed is Thundershock. And then Electric Terrain turns the field into Electric Terrain. Now, I think there's no way to bring back Electric Terrain. I don't think he has an MP refresh, but I have to check his grid again later. But I think he has Electric Terrain upon sync, which we'll know later once we check the sync grid. But then, don't worry about losing your Electric Terrain, because his passive skill, called Red's Fighting Spirit, actually extends the duration of Electric Terrain when there's an Electric Terrain on the field. And then, when there's an Electric Terrain in the field, your move gauge charges quicker, and then you recover HP every single time you use Thundershock or another Electric Terrain or B-Volt Tackle. I think B-Volt Tackle also recovers HP. I'm not sure now, because it says restores the user's HP whenever its Pokemon takes action. And when we go back to Ash, Trainer Sync Redemption says restores the user's, restores 1 MP for the user's trainer. But I'm not sure how the MP of Trainer Sync Redemption works with this and that. It's kind of like a confusing thing. But I'm pretty sure that every single time you use Volt Tackle, when there's an Electric Terrain, you get to recover some HP. And so, first ever sync pair that can extend Electric Terrain over here, which is a good thing. And a good thing also about this one is you have a passive skill called Clutch Critical, which basically guarantees that every single attack you land on the opponent will become critical hits. And this only does not work if the opponent has Vigilance or Critical Shield again. And for those who are asking, Break does not break Critical Shield. The Fog releases or removes Critical Shield. So that's that. And then you have Max Sync Countdown 3. So if you decide to use his Max move, you get to lower your Sync move countdown -3 immediately. Now, he has 2 different max moves. One is one is a special attack, one is a physical attack. Now, if you see his stats, physical and special attack are pretty much equal. So, but your trainer move, Spark of Victory, raises your attack stat. It does not raise your special attack stat unless you got 1 tile in his sync grid. So, probably the special attack, or rather the physical attack of the G-Max Volt Crash will be stronger than the special attack. So make sure you pay attention when you use this, and do not make a mistake with this one. Also, Spark of Victory gives everyone a regen effect. So you get to recover HP every single time you move. Now, if you were paying attention, I said that Red's Fighting Spirit, his passive skill, recovers his HP every single time you take action during electric terrain. So you get to recover HP twice, guys. You get to recover HP using Red's Fighting Spirit. You also get to recover HP after giving yourself a regen effect, which makes Signusuit Red quite formidable and undying, I guess. You get to recover HP, 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 HP. Very nice sync pair. Now, he also has a move or a max move called Max Guard, which, you know, if you want to help a sync pair endure an opponent's sync move or an opponent's attack, you can decide to use Max Guard on your sync pair, on an allied Pokemon, an allied sync pair. And when you use Max Guard, don't forget that Max Countdown 3 will also work. So you get to lower your sync move countdown -3 again, or -3 also, because Max Guard is also a max move. But then remember that you can only use one max move per battle or per Pokemon. So keep that in mind, guys. Also, a good thing is that normally when we have a Pokemon with a Dynamax move, the sync move is very generic. So it's either something Beam or something Impact. For Signusuit Red Thunderbolt, congratulations, it's a special sync move. It's lightning fast Volt Tackle. There's a special animation. It's not haphazardly, boringly done. There is an animation, a special animation for that. So I'm glad that happened. Now, he has this master passive called Kanto Flag Bearer. And this basically powers up everyone's moves, either physical attacks or special attacks, by 10%, and the more Kanto sync pairs you have, you can maximize, or you can increase the damage to 30% max, and you can reduce the damage you receive from the opponent by 20% to 26%. Again, this only applies to normal attacks and not sync moves. So that's that, guys. That is Red and Pikachu. And the difference, again, between Ash and Red, Ash is a striker. He has a 2-move gauge Thunderbolt, or he has a 2-move gauge Thunder. And his max or his buddy move can hit only once. Only attacks once. And I'm not sure again if Trainer Sync Redemption can bring it back or not. But his sync move can hit everyone. And he has a very nice multiplier. 2 very nice multipliers with his sync move. Plus, he gets to have an Endure effect twice. So he's pretty much undying. Meanwhile, Red over here. Also, Ash can give himself regen also by using his trainer move, and can recover his HP by using his trainer move as well. Red, on the other hand, can extend electric terrain, can bring electric terrain. Every single time there's an electric terrain and he moves, he gets to recover HP. His trainer move gives everyone a regen effect. He can recover HP this way twice every single turn. Beevil Tackle hits everyone. Costs 2 move gauge. Thunder costs 1 move gauge. And he can lower the opponent's defenses as long as they're paralyzed. And then, he also is a Dynamax sync pair, so you can use your max moves and lower your sync move countdown -3 immediately once you use his max move. So, which one is the better one? In fact, both of them are pretty much guaranteed critical hits all throughout the battle as well. Ash maximizes his crit, and his sync move is guaranteed a crit. Meanwhile, Red has clutch critical, makes all his moves critical hits. So, which one is the better one? We have to look at their sync grid. So Ash, or rather Red, sorry, Spark of Victory MP Refresh 2, basically this does is that it maximizes your attack stat and gives everyone a gradual healing effect. Now, I think, I'm not sure what, because there is a, if you check 2 out of 5, you get a Spark of Victory ramp up 2. And basically this gives him a special attack +2. Now it says when the move is successful. I'm not sure if gradual healing for everyone will be successful if everyone already has gradual healing, but I'm pretty sure that the attack stat, if red is already +6 and you try to bring it higher, bring it to +6, it will fail. So I'm not sure about the regen effect, if this will trigger or not, but so, you know, you have to get Spark of Victory ramp up 2 in order to raise his special attack stat, which only applies for Thundershock as well as his max move if you decide to go for the special attack version of his max move. You got Paralysis Synergy 1, you got Thundershock Hostile Environment 4, which basically makes Thundershock 40, I think 50% a chance of making the opponent paralyzed instead of 10% chance. Thundershock Hostile Environment 4 makes it 50% chance of leaving the opponent paralyzed. You got Attack to the Max 3 for his max move if you decide to go for this. Your attack or your max move gets stronger. And then you got Cakewalk and Haymaker. The lower the opponent's speed is, the stronger your sync move. The higher your attack stat is, the stronger your sync move. And how do you lower the opponent's speed? By going for shocking slowdown 9 over there, 3 out of 5. If the opponent is paralyzed and you attack an opponent, you get to lower their speed stat -1. So if everyone is paralyzed, and you decide to go for B Volt Tackle, everyone's speed stat will go down -1. Together with their defense stat and special defense stat will go -1 as well. But you might want to go for Thundershock because he has Thundershock Staggering 4, which gives you a 50% chance of making the opponent flinch when you use Thundershock. Plus Thundershock is only a 1 move gauge attack. So you have a choice, 2 move gauge attack to hit everyone, or 1 move gauge to have a chance of making the opponent paralyzed. You have max conductivity to turn the field into electric terrain if you use your max move. But personally, I think I'll use electric terrain first. And probably wait until electric terrain is almost gone if I want to go for max conductivity. I definitely want my G-Max Volt Crash to be powered up by the electric terrain. So that's that, guys. So that is Signisud Red, Thunderbolt, and Pikachu. And we look at their grid again, and over here at 1 out of 5, you can get everything this time. You can get everything. At 2 out of 5, I decided to go for Thundershock Hostile Environment 4. Thundershock Move Gauge Refresh 3. We got 1 Sync Move Multiplier, Static Shock 3 if the opponent is paralyzed, stronger Sync Move damage. We got Paralysis Synergy 1 over there to the top right. And we power up B Volt Tackle. Because, you know, if the opponent is paralyzed, first we want to paralyze the opponent, then we use B Volt Tackle in order to lower their defense and special defense stat. We got a trainer move ramp up 2, that's optional, completely up to you if you want to do that. So that's my 2 out of 5 grid. 3 out of 5, I got several options. One is the full-on Sync Nuke. We got Haymaker, we got 2 Sync Nuke tiles, we got Cakewalk, we got Static Shock 3. And we also got Shocking Slowdown 9 over there. So we get to lower the opponent's speed stat, we get to increase the damage as when the opponent's speed is lowered, we get to deal very strong damage as soon as our attack stat is raised, and we get to deal extra damage if the opponent is paralyzed. But for this one, we have not increased the chance of making the opponent paralyzed using Thundershock. So you have to probably rely on other sync pairs to paralyze the opponent and not Red and Pikachu for this one. Another option for me is to go for a mixed build. This one is powering up B Volt Tackle, B Volt Tackle, B Volt Tackle. I got an attack to the max 3, I got Haymaker, 1 multiplier. I did not get Cakewalk, I did not get Static Shock 3. But I got Shock Recovery 1, so that every single time I attack an opponent and there is an electric terrain, I get to deal, or I get to recover some health. So this is a more stable build. This one is more attack focus or sync move focus. This one is B-Volt Tackle focus, plus you get to recover some health in the process. So again, sync moves, or rather sync grids, all subjective. You can go for anything you want and just experiment, experiment, experiment. And now we're done with the initial discussion of their kit. And again, these are the release dates. Ash comes first, comes later if you're watching this as a premiere. Red comes 4 days after Ash, and both of them are Master Fairs. You want to scout 5 times, hopefully, in order to get all the presents. Ash, again, has a 1,000 gem discounted multiple. It's discounted only. You are not guaranteed 1 copy. Take note of that. But both of them are electric types. Ash is a striker. Red is Tech Sync pair. Tech Sync pairs, if you 6-star EX them, their sync move will be multiplied by 1.5 times. Strikers, if you 6-star EX them, their sync move will hit everyone. And now we compare their stats. Ash has the lowest speed, lowest defense, lowest special defense, but the highest HP stat and the highest special attack stat. These are level 140 stats because level 150 is very impossible to get right now. Aura Cynthia has the highest defenses. We are going to discuss her in another video. Thunderbolt Red is the only one to use the attack stat, but other stats are pretty balanced and pretty nice. Cosplay Rosa has the lowest HP, lowest special attack, and the highest speed stat. But stats are not everything, and these are the stats right now for each one of them. But I think you're more interested in the in-depth comparison with other electric types. So if you reached this point in the video and you haven't given this a thumbs up yet, do so right now, as this took forever to finish, guys. And I'm stuck. I haven't paused yet. It's 41 minutes. I'm continuing to talk. We're gonna continue right now with comparing for me, the most popular electric types. I can only put 5, and in my opinion, we got Ash, we got Thunderbolt Red, we got Alessa, we got N, we got New Year Volkner. These are all strikers except for Thunderbolt Red. And Alessa is pretty old. Maybe in the future, we will see an Alessa upgrade. Who knows? Like, Karen is getting an upgrade, and Cynthia has already gotten her upgrade. So maybe Alessa will get an upgrade next time, but then Alessa is pretty good. In terms of special attack, it's Ash that has the highest, Alessa has the highest HP. In terms of defenses, Thunderbolt Red gets the highest defenses as well as the highest speed stat. And Thunderbolt Red actually has the lowest lowest attack and special attack out of the bunch for those who use attack and special attack stats, interestingly. But stats aren't everything. And now we look at their multipliers, as you can see over here, comparing each one of them. And we have Ash with 4 innate multipliers. Special moves up next, times 2. You can obtain this when your HP is low. Thunder Shock Power or Thunder Power Reserves 5 only triggers if you're low on HP. So keep that in mind. It's 3 out of 5. The rest are obtainable with just 1 copy. 1 copy! Meanwhile, his Sync Move multipliers, you get Brain Sync 8 as well as Static Shock 8. Wait a minute. Where does the super effective up next effect of Ash come from? Let me just confirm, guys, because does Ash actually get a super effective up next? Get me check. Yes! Not Gonna Lose actually gives him a super effective up next. Okay, just checking. So if you decide to use Not Gonna Lose, you get that nice multiplier over there. Next we got Thunderbolt Red. Attack to the max, powers up his max move. Kanto Flag Bearer. Master Passive, Paralysis Synergy 1. Just a little increase, 10% increase in damage. This is kind of, you know, you can pass on this. Got built-in multiplier for Electric Terrain for his Sync move. Got Cakewalk, the lower the opponent's speed is, the stronger the damage. Haymaker, the higher your attack stat is, the stronger the damage. And if the opponent is paralyzed, Static Shock 3. Elessa, you got Paralysis Synergy 3 if the opponent is paralyzed. Ramming Speed, if your speed stat is higher, the stronger the damage. Inertia is same as Ramming Speed except for the Sync move. And his multipliers for the attack move are mostly using Outrage. And Outrage is a Dragon type move, so I excluded all that. But he can give himself a super effective up next by using his Trainer move before you get a Sync buff. So before you use your very first Sync move, use his Trainer move and you can give yourself a super effective up next. It also has Static Shock 3 if the opponent is paralyzed, you get to deal around 30% more damage. And New Year Volkner, like, hello New Year Volkner, has Ramming Speed, has super effective up next, which he can trigger every single time he hits an opponent and the opponent is weak to electric type attacks. This is one of the things I love about him. He has Paralysis Synergy 2 for Thunder. And then he has a lot of multipliers for his Sync move. Double Down 3 if the opponent is weak to electric. Static Shock 3 and Static Shock 5 if the opponent is paralyzed. So this separate two multipliers. Meanwhile, Ash has Static Shock 8, which combines the two sus. And then we got super effective up next for Volkner. Now, how do these compare or convert into numbers? Let us check. And I use the Poma tools for this one. Jack was, I think, kind of busy yet, so I kind of did this by myself. Hopefully the numbers are correct. And these are how they translate, guys. Here we go. Ash with his Thunder deals 5,845,996. Again, for those who are wondering why the numbers are so high, this is an unrealistic, you know, computation and stuff with all the sync grid tiles selected. This is impossible to do, but this is how we computed it from the very beginning. So I'm gonna stick with this way of computing, but this should give you a rough idea what they're capable of, guys. Thunderbolt Red has the funny number, the sus number with his Thunder Shock. Elessa has 2966228 with her strongest move. That's, I think, Wild Charge, and with 3,113,133 for Bolt something. And Neuter Volkner with 3,377,505 for his Discharge. For his Thunder. And then for the Sync move, Ash has a Sync nuke of 14,614,992. Thunderbolt Red overtakes everyone very far with 27,024,637. Elessa with 7 million. And a little bit lower than Elessa. And New Year Volkner at 9,995,926. Almost 10 million. Nice. But then, you know, we're talking about their normal attacks. We're talking about Ash and Thunderbolt Red's normal attacks. And, you know, let's move on to the tech sync pairs first. We're comparing also Ash and Thunderbolt Red with other, you know, these are strikers. Let's compare them with the tech sync pairs first. So we got Clement, we got Marnie, and we have the other Volkner. As you can see over here, Clement has Charging Sun, as Dizzying Power, HP Advantage, Raging Rain, and Surging Sand 5. And as you might know, you cannot have Rain, Sun, and Sandstorm at the same time. So you only have to select one of this. Dizzying Power, the lower the opponent's accuracy is, the stronger the damage. HP Advantage 4, the higher your HP is, stronger the damage. And you can use Electro Web to lower the opponent's speed stat. And you got double Cakewalk, 1 built in and 1 at 2 out of 5. Marnie, the higher your speed stat is. Aura Wheel ramming speed. You got Inertia, the higher your speed stat is. Static Shock 3 if the opponent is paralyzed. Super effective up next. You can obtain with your trainer move by luck, by chance. Mode Swing powers up your electric type moves if you're on full belly mode, and powers up your dark type moves if you're on hangry mode. And then Volkner, a lot to do with paralyzing the opponent as well. You got Power Induction 3 if there is an electric terrain, powers up your move. Harry 3 powers up your moves if you have flinch the opponent. So, converting them to numbers this time, you got these. And as you can see over here, Marnie is the second highest with 20,424,150. Marnie was the highest electric type sync nuker in the past. And now Red, Thunderbolt Red overtakes Marnie in terms of sync nuke now. The lowest over here is actually Volkner. It's funny because the other Volkner, the Striker Volkner, actually has a higher sync nuke than the Tech Volkner. But again, when all the sync move tiles or sync grid tiles are active. Sus. So, those are the little things. And if we actually sort these out by the attack move, damage, DPS, whatever you want to call this. I call this max damage because this is not exactly strictly DPS. So, sorting this by attack move damage, we got Ashe first place with 5,845,996. This hits one opponent. This is Thunder, guys. Archie's Thunder with 3,616,423. Volkner's Thunder with 3,377,505. The other Volkners, I think, Wild Charge, 3,333,692. And ends Bolt what? I forgot. Bolt Crash? Bolt Fusion? No. Whatever Bolt that is. 3,113,133. Now, you might be wondering, aren't we supposed to put, Red, it's considered you can spam his buddy move. So, sure, let us include buddy moves here in this list. And this time, with the buddy moves included, Thunderbolt Red has the stronger damage at 6,858,432 with Ashe's buddy move. A little bit higher at 7,516,281. Now remember that you can only use Ashe's buddy move once. And you can use Thunderbolt Red's buddy move unlimited times as long as there's an electric terrain. So if we're gonna strictly consider that you can only use Ashe's buddy move once and Thunderbolt Red's buddy move multiple times, then Thunderbolt Red should overtake Ashe because Thunderbolt Red does 6 million something and Ashe can only do 5 million something. So you can just reverse this if you're very strict about that. But in terms of using them once, this is how they look like. And I did not consider the max move here. But the max move of Ashe, the max move of Red, you can also put in here if you want, and you can use the max move once. Archie becomes number 3, New Year Volkner becomes number 4, and Luxray and Volkner becomes number 5 in this list. Yes! And then in terms of sync nuking, the strongest sync nukes for electric types, we have Thunderbolt Red at top place with 27,024. Second place is Marnie with 20,424. Third place is Clement with 16,132. Fourth place is actually Ashe with 14,614. And fifth place is Sophocles, but then he has the lowest attack move DPS as well and stuff like that. But remember, all of these except Ashe are tech sync pairs. And you can only hit one opponent with their sync move. Meanwhile, Ashe can hit everyone with his sync move and it's guaranteed to be a critical hit So finishing off the battle with Ashe probably will be much more fun than using the others. But if you want to one-shot the opponent, well, Thunderbolt Red is your answer. So guys, who is better? Who is better among the two? I said this in one of my tweets before, and I said that Ashe will be there to attract the anime fans. Ashe will have a new gimmick, and Red might be much better than Ashe. Well, I made a mistake. Red actually has the gimmick as well. But in terms of being stronger than Ashe, yes, Thunderbolt Red might actually be stronger than Ashe in the sense that that 7 million thing can only be used once. After that, you're stuck with a 5 million something damage, which hits only one opponent. That's a 2-move gauge attack. Meanwhile, Thunderbolt Red hits everyone with that 6,858,000 damage. So, and every single time you hit an opponent, if they're paralyzed, you get to lower their defense, their special defense, and if you go for the speed lowering, you get to lower their speed stat as well. This is an AoE attack, hits everyone with only a 2-move gauge attack. You get to also bring electric terrain, and you know, you want electric terrain with your sync pairs to power up their attacks. So Ashe will rely on Red, meanwhile Red will rely on himself. Other sync pairs will rely on Red. Ashe will rely on Red. Red doesn't have to rely on anyone. In terms of recovery, Red can recover twice. One with his regen, one with his passive skill. And let me quickly check back and see if Red actually has Shock Recovery 1. So if you decide to go for Shock Recovery 1 on Red, you can recover 3 times. 1 for Red's Fighting Spirit. That's every single time you attack an opponent in electric terrain, you get to recover some HP. The second time will be the Spark of Victory Trainer move, which gives you gradual healing. And the third time will be Shock Recovery 1, which basically you get to recover 3 times whenever you attack using Red. Ashe can give himself regen, has 2 endure effects, and can recover a little bit of HP using his trainer move. But that's about that. But, you know, Ashe, strong sync pair, you know, very nice move, very nice song, if I have to say. Very nice background music. And finally, the very first anime character in a game, strictly speaking, with a story, with an everything and all, excluding the game that Ashe has appeared in, that he has a different colored outfit and no story, or I don't know, I haven't played that game anyway. But we've been waiting for Ashe to come inside Pokemon Masters. You have Ashe finally in Pokemon Masters. Scout for him, but remember that you are not guaranteed a copy of Ashe with 1,000 paid gems. Do not fall for that 1,000 paid gems. If you're aiming to get 1 copy of Ashe, you are not guaranteed a copy of Ashe. But then, you know, those are the anniversary units. Right now, we only have 4, including Cosplay Rosa. We might get more as the month passes, as the month ends. So, you know, the next month is October. And October, fall sync pairs. November, probably cosplay sync pairs. December, winter or holiday sync pairs. January, New Year sync pairs. February, Valentine's sync pairs. March is a little break, I think. April, probably, I don't know if they're gonna come up with spring sync pairs again, or they're gonna come up with cosplay sync pairs again. And the year repeats itself until the game reaches end of service. So the most important thing, as always, is to go for your faves over the meta. But then remember that Master Fairs rarely rerun, so if you want to go for Ash or Red, well, that's your answer. I believe that Red is better than Ash in terms of kit, but Red or Ash has an extremely good song. In terms of outfit, I think that Red has the better outfit as well, 6-star EX outfit than Ash, but Ash has the better song. In terms of plot armor, well, Ash has it. So go for Ash if you want the plot armor or not, or something like that. But that concludes my, whatchamacallit, where is it? 3-year anniversary sync pairs. Who to scout for? Rather, no, wrong slide, guys. Wrong slide. I'm not sure if I have it. Never mind, I don't have it. Let me quickly change it right now. This is distracting. Copy and paste. Sus. Copy slide. Paste the slide over here. Delete this slide. Delete this slide. Or yes, okay. That concludes my Scout or Skip video. And a little bit of reminders before you scout for both of them. Again, if you want to see how many gems you can get, you can see or check my how many gems can we get video, where I discuss each one in complete detail. Give it some love. Give this video some love, please, because this took forever to do and it's 5:30 a.m. and I have to sleep. I will lack sleep again. Oh my goodness. But anyway, I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys are now aware that you will not be tricked anymore about the 1,000 paid banner something. So, if you want to help out the channel, you can become a member, as I always want to end this. Thank you to Shadowphil and Jeremy for gifting these people memberships, as you can see over here on the screen. Thank you so much for helping this community grow, and hopefully we grow more and more as a channel. Thank you. We're almost at 8888 subs, guys. I wish we can get to 8888 soon. It's a nice good luck number. So thank you, everyone. I hope to see you, and hopefully you guys are active, having a fun time with this channel. For the members, don't forget that everyone here can actually play with the new emoticons. I update them from time to time. Now you have emoticons for Ash, you have emoticons for, Aura Cynthia, you have emoticons for Thunderbolt Red, as well as Rosa. You can play with them anytime you want. And thank you, everyone of my longtime members over here. Thank you so much for all the support. Thank you, Shadowphil. Thank you, Marokman. Thank you, Aryan Singh. Thank you, Tacman. Thank you, Alcin, Roy, Luca, Jeremy, Blaze, Sasri Ambreon, Marcella, Lance Nice, Iwis, Tatsuya Gold. I don't know who you are. You are Saspiel Gum, Absaras, and welcome to the community. Techmech. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for all the support. I hope you have fun in this channel. Chat with me in Discord if you're not yet part of Discord. splgum.com/discord is the link you want to go to. And we just concluded our very first Discord activity or event, which is the 10-pair scouting SPL Gum Challenge 4. I'm glad I did not win, because it will suck if I win again. So, announcement gonna happen soon. Stay tuned for that. Congratulations to whoever won and whoever joined the challenge. But I'm ending here, guys. Good luck on your scouts. I'm gonna scout tomorrow/later. Stay tuned. Tune in. I'm gonna feature it live. With that said, this is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt. You're this Team Skull Grunt. And I will see you in the next video. Rawr.